Welcome to Uncommon Courtesy.
We give you the courtesy of conversation.
That's uncommonly spoke of.
I'm D-Mac.
I'm Wesley.
And this is the show. Before we get started, like, subscribe, hit that bell button so you can keep up with everything that we're doing. Shout out to our sponsors, our sponsor, Crime Scene Seasoning by DocLovesTheKids.org. Find him there. Nonprofits.
Absolutely. It's going to a good cause. Going to a good cause.
Yeah.
Hey, let's start this off a little.
I want to talk about the House passes a bill to automatically register young men and women for the draft. So it says the House passed a large defense bill Friday evening that included a provision that would automatically enroll young men and women between the ages of 18 and 26 for the Selective Service. The House version of the National Defense Authorization Act would authorize $895 billion in military spending, passed by a vote of 217 to 199. It's unlikely to be picked up by the Democrat-controlled Senate because of numerous amendments regarding abortion, diversity efforts, and transgender medical treatments. The Selective Service provision, though, is part of an enduring bipartisan effort to keep the framework for military conscripts in place, even though the draft ended in 1975.
Wow.
We going to war.
So they're saying men and women.
Men and women, yes.
Both. They're drafting everybody.
Everybody's getting drafted. I knew it was all bad when 2024 Miss America crown went to an active duty U.S. Air Force officer. I was like, oh, we going to war.
And they're trying to pump them up. They can feel
pump it up
about themselves right now.
Yeah.
I mean, which they should. All military members should feel great about what they do for our country. Really appreciate you.
Yeah. Shout out to military. I don't complain. I don't talk bad about people that serve in the military and firefighters. Ain't nothing I can say to them to counteract anything they got to say.
Absolutely. But this right here is definitely showing that we're headed towards war.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you look at they moved up to 26 because tell you who already had to do that was Ukraine. Ukraine already had to move their ages. Like they kind of like moved them around a little bit to kind of grow the base of people who they could actually bring into their military.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what they're doing is setting us up to be ready for war. We already have I think 1.2, 1.3 million active duty members, all, in the military. So what the hell, how many more people do we need? But
we need more.
Yeah. When you start looking at all the fronts that are starting to kind of occur, you look at where Putin's been running to. He's gone over to North Korea. He's taken a meeting with those guys. Yep. He's been getting a lot of weapons from them. And he's also talked about giving people long range missiles that can strike the West. Pretty much. He's also moving over to Cuba. Cuba's not too much of a threat to us, but
it's close enough. You have people scared. People didn't even realize. Like I'm sending our video to other people. Like, oh, there's a submarine over here. Like, yo, we've been reported on. They were sending them ships over there.
Yep, absolutely.
They
had a submarine over there, and also warships, and then Canada sent down a warship. So this 18 to 26 is a pretty big deal because they're showing you like how serious this is all becoming. So I think people need to take this very, very seriously.
You need to take it very seriously. Like, there's a lot of stuff going on in the world. And just from this part, like, look, they're going to start drafting people because they're just trying to account for all the losses right now. Because I remember during the Middle East war in Afghanistan, they were taking reservists and they had to go to war. And they're like, wait, whoa, hold on. That's not what I signed. Yeah, that's what you signed. You're a reservist. So.
And this is like, if you don't sign up for this, you can get a felony for this. And we know how they're getting down right now as far as like giving people felonies for stuff that nobody ever got a felony for before in history.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if you don't want a felony, you got to sign up to be in the military now because they just passed the bill. But it's not.
And they ain't gonna let you flee to Canada.
They ain't letting that happen.
They let the people. I remember they had a story about there was a couple military people. They signed up for the military, but they tried to flee. During the war in Afghanistan, and Canada was like, "Nah, you got to leave." There's a difference. You weren't drafted; you signed up.
It's a difference.
There's a difference right there. You being
this right here too as well because you registering. Then I mean, would it be considered?
Well, no. As soon as you turn 18, I remember they did that to us.
Register for everybody
gets registered. Yeah.
I mean, so it's not really anything new. They just basically raised the age. What they're saying is, if we do go to war, we're gonna need more bodies.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's just more time for people with money to say they got bone spurs.
Yep. I mean,
all the rich kids ain't going. It's just y'all.
It's us. We're
y'all.
the only ones who are gonna be going.
I'm glad not.
Going. You know what I'm saying? But I'm talking about us as far as the people who are like us, people who are have-nots, who come from less.
Yeah, I'm glad I only got one son that I know about. So if you got any other, come on after the war.
Yeah, you better tell them something because
ain't no Saving Private Jermaine. You know what I'm saying?
And this passed pretty much along a party line vote. You look, I think it was 217 to 199. So most Democrats probably voted against this. This is a largely Republican bill right here, and they're saying the Democratic Senate won't pass because there's a bunch of other amendments. But when they do end up passing it, because they will have to pass a military spending budget, it happens every year. It passes every year.
Oh, that's going through. They're going to draft.
But this part of it, the 18 to 26, will be in the bill. I bet you any amount of money.
Oh yeah, they said the amendments were just stupid stuff that was on the side.
Yeah,
that they always throw it in there and they be like, then they take it out. Yeah, no, that's happening. You know what I'm saying? If we go to war and we take enough losses, then they're going to start drafting people.
There's so many fronts right now that we're looking at fighting in right now. Just too many different fronts of wars that's already kind of kicking off already.
They're going to be like, dang, well, you play Call of Duty 6 hours a day, homie. It's time to show up.
I mean, maybe you guys can, I don't want to get it, but they got drones. They got all kinds of different programs that they're going to need people for.
Yeah, so. No, I talked to a dude. I worked with him one time. He was like, look, I'm going to go to the Air Force, right? Because it's safe. That's what people say. I'll go to Air Force. He's like, well, all the good jobs are taken out of the Air Force. So he had to go on the ground and go to the worst place in the Middle East.
In the Air Force?
Yeah, in the Air Force. Man, I was like, dang, you didn't even get to fly. He's like, nah.
This doesn't sound like the Air Force to me. That's why I told this don't sound like what I signed up for.
Too late. You better get everything, all stuff in writing. They said, oh, this is going to give me a car. I was going to get all kind of stuff. They're like, get it in writing.